Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. You are in the Pill Method Club this morning, and this is how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. Now, just mortgages. Oh, no, we're talking about student loans as well today. Student loan larceny. All right. So the Biden administration has set something up so that if you make under 125K a year, you can have $10,000 of your student loans forgiven. And if you qualified for the Pell Grant, then you could get $20,000 in student loans forgiven. But guess what? Some of us still have student loans after that. And so we're going to be talking about it today. We're going to be talking about the power of the penny. Oh man, how powerful pennies are. And we're going to be talking about student loans. So listen, come up to the stage if you want to talk about student loans. And let's take a quick poll. We have a few people in here, some of the regulars. Good morning, Miss Lena. I see you. KA, I see you. All right. Listen, folks, let's take a quick poll. How many of us have student loans? Or you know someone who has student loans? Put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat if you have student loans or you know someone who has student loans. Okay, here we go. And we're sharing the room. Thank you very much. Oh, and that was K.A. Walker. Multiple nines. All right, folks, come on in. Come on in. Share the room. Let's get the information out there. While you're doing that, I am going to go ahead and put, we got to put the link at the top. And okay, let's go ahead and get that up there. There it is, ice10k.com at the top of the room. At the top of the room. All right, so if anybody has anything to say about this student loan situation, because I mean, it's been a big topic. It's one of the hot topics for the last part of this week. All right. Hot topic. So if you want to be part of the conversation, if you want to talk about how not only the forgiveness of the student loans, but the part that you have left, how would you like to be able to pay off all of your student loans? Now, some people here, depending on their job, will get all of their student loans forgiven. But what if you don't have one of those jobs? What if you have to pay your student loans back? What if there was a way for you to pay back all of your student loans in an average of 5 to 7 years? I don't care how much they are. Would you like to be able to pay off your loans? And that's what our clients do. At the P.I.L.L method, our average client pays off their student loans in an average of 5 to 7 years, and they can live well while they're doing it. If you would like to be able to pay off your student loans in 5 to 7 years instead of never, okay, put a number 7 in the chat. Put a number 7 in the chat if you'd like to know how to pay off student loans in 5 to 7 years. Put a 7 in the chat, or if you're online, go ahead and post it in the comments. All right. So we're going to be going over some of the basics of how to understand that today. All right. So what? I can't get anybody to come to the stage and talk with me today. All right. Jeremiah online puts in his number 7. Okay. Well, I guess everybody is at work, but that's okay. We will put something up here. So let me open this up and share the screen so that we can talk about the power of the penny. Because when I talk about the power of the penny, we want to know how interest gets canceled. And we're going to talk about that all you need is pennies to cancel interest. Pennies. You don't need big money. People say, well, I don't have a lot of money to put towards these loans. I've got just a little bit of money. And so we're going to talk about the power of the penny today, which is very, very important. So let's share this room. Let's get me up to 10 shares. Get me up to 10 shares. And then I will kick in. I will put something on the screen about how we can pay off these loans, even the student loans, in 5 to 7 years. All right, this is powerful stuff. But all you need to do is pay attention to the pennies. How powerful are the pennies? I pick up pennies in the parking lot. I mean, I've said that before. I'll say it again. I pick up pennies in the parking lot. You drop them, I'll pick it up. Now, why would I pick up pennies in the parking lot? Because they are powerful. You can actually find out how much interest can be canceled per dollar. If that's the case, you can break that all the way down to 1 penny, which is very, very powerful. And we're going to get into that. So I'm at 5 shares right now. I'm at 5 shares. Now I'm at 6. Get me up to 10, and I'll put something on the screen. All right. Miss Lena says she wants to learn how to get rid of these student loans. And we're going to be talking about it. And then we're going to get into the history of student loans as well. But first of all, before we start talking about the student loans and the history of student loans and how to get rid of student loans, we have to learn how the lending process works. And so I need to share with you the power of the penny. And I got 6 shares. I've got 6. I need 4 more. 4 more shares. All right. Go ahead and share it 4 more times, because if you share it out in the hallway, somebody else is going to see it and they're going to come in and they're going to get benefit of this. So don't keep all the information to yourself. We're going to learn how to get this information out there to folks. We're up to 8 now. If you want to see what we're talking about, go to ice10kvideos.com. If you want to see the examples I'm getting ready to put on the screen, go to ice10kvideos.com, and then you will be able to see what we're talking about. Okay, so let me see which screen this is going to show up on when I start this slideshow, so I can make sure I'm sharing the right screen. I need to share screen 3. All right. That's what I need to share, screen 3. So we're going to go ahead and get that shared. All right. Share screen 3. And all right, get this off the screen. Get this off the screen. Close that up. All right. And then open this and open this. There we are. All right, so we're going to share screen 3, folks. So listen, we're up to 11 shares. Let's go ahead and get started this morning. And at any time you want to come to the stage and enter into the conversation, please do. All right, so folks, if you want to see what's going on, go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, and then that takes you straight to our YouTube channel. Once you get to YouTube, go ahead and please click on subscribe. All right, go ahead and subscribe for me. All right, I got some noise going on in my microphone. Let me see if I can hold on. There we go. Got to get rid of that. All right, so let me go ahead and share the screen and share screen, and then screen 2. I need to share screen 2. There we go. There it is. All right. Now we've got that, and then we're going to start the slideshow here, and then we're going to get started. All right. And there we are. All right. We should be able to see that now. In fact, let me bring this over here. Okay, where I could see this and that. All right, great. Okay, folks, here we go. How to pay off mortgages and all other debt in about 7 years. So we want you to just kind of focus in on the P.I.L.L method. All right. We're on Clubhouse. We're on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn right now and YouTube and Twitter. So go ahead and get ready to, there it is, ice10k.com. Ice10k.com. If you're seeing that, that's one of my digital business cards. And it will take you to our website, which is pillmethod.com. When you go to pillmethod.com, you will also be able to see how to get a savings and earnings report so you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. And you'll get that report without obligation. Okay. You're not obligated to buy anything to get that report. Okay. You're not obligated to buy our program, but you really do want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free by using our program. You'll also see there our book, my book, which is it has been a #1 bestseller 5 times on Amazon. And it is the only book out of 33 million titles that talks about what we're going to be talking about today. All right, go to that same card, go to Amazon and get the book today. And if you get the book today, you'll also get a 10K card for free. And on that card, ice10k.com, are the instructions to follow so that you can get your 10K card for free for buying the book. Now, let's get into it. 90% of the people you know with a mortgage, with student loans, will never own their home free and clear. All right. Will never. So it's all about the interest, folks. It's all about the interest. 30-year loans. And some of these student loans are for 30 years or more. It's crazy. It's crazy how much we're being charged for the student loans. But what we're going to learn today is we can get rid of all of this debt without refinancing, without change to your budget, and without sacrifice to your lifestyle. Okay, we have 6 people online. All the new people here, if you want to see what we've got going on, go to ice10k.com on a separate device and you can see it on, you can watch what we're doing on YouTube, or go to YouTube. All right. And somebody put it in the chat for me. You can go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, or go to YouTube and search Pill Method. Either way, you can see what we're doing. All right. So here's the big thing, folks. We want to be able to get out of debt, but we don't want it to affect our lifestyle, because that is how current programs work. Cut back on your lifestyle. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Don't have fun with your family. Don't create memories with the family. Take all that money and throw it at the debt. Eat beans and rice. Drive a 30-year-old car. Cut up your credit cards. I mean, live a pauper's life. Take all the cash and pay off the debt. And once you pay off the debt, then you can start living. No, we don't subscribe to that. We do not subscribe to that. So let's get some people in here. Let's start talking about these student loans. But we need some background first. So what you're going to learn today, all right, about the power of the penny, is you will not hear this from your accountant, from your financial planner, or from your banker. You will not hear this information from them. You will not hear this information from Dave Ramsey or Susie Orman or Gene Chatsky or Larry Burkett. You won't hear it from any of the financial gurus that are out there, because I own the content. They would have to get permission from me to share my content. Okay. I'm not saying mine is the only content out there. I'm just saying they can't share my content because I own it. So we're going to be talking about the power of the penny today, and where all of this comes from is in understanding an amortization schedule. The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education today. You are going to learn a little bit about how to read an amortization schedule and how to defeat it. If you are ready to learn how to read an amortization schedule and learn how to defeat it, okay, go ahead and put look here, Credit Goddess is in the place. Put a #1 in the chat. Put a #1 in the chat. Credit Goddess, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great, Don. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. Would you like to, while people are putting their #1s in the chat, They want to learn how to read an amortization schedule so that we can understand the power of the penny. And then we're going to understand these student loans, because even though some of our folks are going to be able to get some of that loan, some of their loans forgiven, it won't cover everything they owe. They're still going to have a balance. So how do we get rid of that balance in 5 to 7 years on these student loans? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to understand the power of the penny. So, Miss Credit Goddess, please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. My name is Rose Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit and the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew here. I'm a credit score improvement strategist. So not only do I help you repair, but I also coach my clients on how to improve their credit so that way they can gain access to other people's money and then apply the P.I.L L method so that way we can save on interest costs altogether. I'm also a business credit consultant. I help entrepreneurs, business owners, establish business credit, and I'm also a broker. I help my clients get some money. I've already like maybe gained almost over a half a million for Otis's students this past week. They're super excited. So they're going to be leveraging that to for their real estate deals. So I'm proud of them for having good credit and being in position. But yes, anyone is interested in my service, you guys can tap on my picture. The number is in my bio where you can send your name and email address to that number, and you'll get a link to book a consultation with me. Let's go ahead and chat about what you need to do and strategize on how to get to the bag. Thank you, Don.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. We have a few more people in the audience, and they're coming in slowly but surely. Let's go ahead and keep sharing the room. Let's see if we can get to 15 shares. That will allow a few more people to get in here. 45 people have been through the room already, and we're at 26 in Clubhouse, and we are at 7 online. Let's keep building. Let's keep getting the information out there. And so we got some number ones. We want to learn how to read an amortization schedule. Folks, once you learn how to read an amortization schedule, you know how these loans make their money. And we're going to give you some basic ideas on how to defeat that interest. Once we do that and you learn the power of the penny, then you'll know what to do. That if you have a balance on your student loans after the forgiveness plan, you will want to get rid of those student loans in 5 to 7 years on average. So the ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of education. If you're new to the room, go to ice10kvideos.com and watch us on YouTube. Find P.I.L.L Method on YouTube and watch the live feed. All right. So here I'm putting on the screen right now what P.I.L.L Method stands for. It stands for prepayment of principal, understanding prepayment of principal and what it's all about. Okay. Isolating the principal amounts, meaning how much money do we put on debt at any given time so that we can maximize our interest savings? What's the least amount we can put on a loan, on the right loan, at the right time, in the right month, on the right day of the month? What is that? What's the least amount that will get you the largest interest savings? That's what isolating the principal amount is all about. Then there's leverage. Oh man, now you're going to find out that when you do that, your small amount of money is going to work to get rid of a very large amount of interest. You need to know what that is. When you're working this math on the leverage, not knowing what you're getting is very, very important. So that's where the banks want you. When you're paying off a loan, if you have no idea how much interest you're spending or saving, that's a problem. To understand leverage, you've got to understand the numbers, or at least somebody has to be doing the math. And here's liquidity. Liquidity helps us to understand how we can use all of our money, all of our resources in the best and highest use available so that we can get the biggest bang for our buck. How can we use all of our money in the right way? because there is a point at which, for example, there's a point at which more can be too much. What do you mean, Don? More can be too much. You can pay too much on your loan at the wrong time, and it could end up hurting you as far as interest savings are concerned. We're going to go over that in a few minutes. So you want to be able to know what is the right amount of money to put towards your debt and what is the right amount of money to put towards wealth creation. Too much money towards your debt can only save you so much interest. And then by putting even more on, you're saving a tiny bit of interest more. So why would you put more than you need to on the debt and save a tiny bit more interest when you could take that money and make a whole lot of interest by working on a plan that builds wealth and defeats interest at the same time? You want to be, it's called critical point analysis. Critical point analysis. What is the right amount of money for you to put towards debt reduction, and then take the rest of your money and put it towards wealth creation? Do both at the same time. We're up to 12 shares. Okay. We have 24 people in the room, and we're going to continue on. Continue to share, continue to invite some people. Now we're putting on the screen, folks. Here is the formula that amortizes your loans. That the money you borrow, it was never the problem. The money we borrow is not the problem. The interest on the money is the problem. What it costs to manage the debt is the problem. And do you know you are in complete control? You do not have to pay all the interest the bank is looking for. And we're going to show you how to eliminate interest with your current budget. You don't need to make more money. We're going to show you how you just need to pay less interest. And I'm telling you, folks, when you see how easy it is, and where we come in is where we with our computers, we optimize what you can do, meaning you can save even more money if you know exactly what to do. All right. So here's where we are. So if the bank has an algorithm, if the bank has this formula that makes them so much money, where is your formula not to pay them all of that money? Where's your formula? What bank owners do not want you to know. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over and look at this. Now, when you see this, this is the borrower's right to prepay. Now, this works for any loan that carries interest. You have a right to prepay or give the bank money when they're not expecting it. You can give them money at your own timing, which means a lot. Let's read this. I'll read this to you for you, all of you who are on Clubhouse, but you can see it on screen. I've got 8 people watching it online. And remember, if you're new to the room, okay, if you're new to the room, go to ice10kvideos.com so you can see what's going on. Okay, it says here, for the borrower's right to prepay, I have the right to make payments of principal. That means payments strictly to principal at any time before they are due. So if your payment is due on the 1st of the month, like 1st of September is coming up, I can go to any one of my loans that are charging me interest right now, and I can give the bank extra money, and that money will go straight to principal. So I'm allowed to do that. You can pay before it's due. It's called a principal prepayment. Now, let's find out a little bit more about that. When I make a prepayment, I will tell the note holder in writing that I am doing so. Well, that really means the lender wants to be informed somehow, the way that they want to be informed on your intention of paying money towards principal, making a principal only payment. And some lenders make it very easy by putting it on their website so putting it on this line, they'll identify it as principal only payment. You put your money on that line, you send it in, it goes only to principal. All right, let's find out how powerful that is. When I make a prepayment, I will tell the note holder that you're doing so. I can make a full prepayment, meaning you can pay off the entire loan, or you can make partial prepayments without paying any prepayment charge. Oh my goodness, that is powerful. It doesn't cost you to prepay, it saves you money to prepay. Here is the next thing you want to be able to see. And this is the most powerful part of this. It's the third paragraph. The note holder will use all of my prepayments to reduce the amount of principal that I owe under this note. If I make a partial prepayment, there will be no charges. There will be no charges in the due date or the amount of my no changes. There will be no changes in the due date or in the amount of my monthly payment unless the note holder agrees in writing to those changes. Meaning, anytime you prepay on these loans, there's still a payment due next month. Keep paying every month. You contracted to pay a certain amount of months. Okay, you've contracted to pay them monthly at a certain day of the month. All right. So especially in a mortgage, when you make that prepayment, that doesn't mean you skip a month. The payment still comes around every month, but instead of 360 payments, how about paying just about 90 payments or 87 payments or even 80 payments instead of 360? We're going to show you how all of that's done and how it applies even to student loans. Okay, but I need to focus in on the first part of this. Listen to this. The note holder will use all of my prepayments to reduce the amount of principal that I owe under this note. That means none of the money that you prepay, none of it goes to interest. How powerful is that? None of the money that you prepay goes to interest. So you can give the bank money without being charged interest, and it goes to your principal, which means from this point forward, they can't charge you as much interest as they wanted to. You're starting to affect your interest payments. You're starting to practice interest cancellation. And oh my goodness, you're going to be surprised how much interest you can eliminate with small amounts of money. If you want to see what we're putting on the screen, if you're new to the room, go to ice10kvideos.com. You can watch us on YouTube. But if you would rather watch us on Twitter, go to Twitter. If you would rather watch us on Facebook or LinkedIn, go there and search P.I.L.L Method, and you'll be able to watch us there as well. But we would love it if you watch us on YouTube, and because we're trying to get our YouTube subscribers up. All right. So don't forget to subscribe once you get there. Now, we're going to learn how to read an amortization schedule using a $200,000 mortgage at 6% for 30 years. The monthly payment is $1199.10. All right. Now, here's how the summary breaks down. The bank wants on this loan over 30 years, they want $231,676 in interest on a $200,000 loan. I will repeat that. $231,676 interest on a 30-year loan. That means they want you to pay back $431,676 for a $200,000 house. Does anybody want to buy one house for themselves and another house for the bank? Does anybody want to do that? Put a no in the chat if you don't want to buy an extra house for the bank. Put a no in the chat or online. So Kay Walker says, heck no. All right. She probably wanted to say something else, but she said, heck no. Anybody else? Say no if you don't want to buy Miss Katrina said no. No, they don't want to buy an extra home for the bank. So let's see how we can avoid that, folks. We've got to borrow the money from the bank, but let's learn the rules to the game. Let's not make 6% interest into 115.838% interest. Let's not do it. Okay? Let's not do it. So we're going to learn how to read this thing. So on the very first payment, $199.10 goes to principal. $199.10 goes to principal. That means this amount pays down the loan. This is how we're buying our equity. I just gave the bank my whole payment of $1,199.10. Out of that whole payment, only $199.10 went to principal, which means I just created almost $200 in equity, but it cost me $1,000 in interest to do it. $1,000 interest says me $1,000 in interest. They want me to give them so that I can have $200 in equity. Folks, is that too much? Is that too much money in interest to pay for $200 equity? Is that too much money? If you believe that's too much, please put a yes in the chat. If you believe that's $1,000 interest is too much money to pay the bank so that you can pay your loan down by $199.10, please put a yes in the chat. Okay, put a yes in the chat if you think that's too much money, because I think it's too much. All right, so we're going to go to the next thing. So now when we pay this loan down by $199.10, we are left with a principal balance of $199,800.90. The bank takes that number, all right, takes that number to figure out how much interest we owe on line 2. All right. I'm wondering if Credit Goddess is in the building. Credit Goddess, you in the building? Because I mean, she's got several things going on, and I'd like to talk to her about something, ask her a question. So Credit Goddess, if when you're ready, could you flash your mic, because I've got a question to ask you about, all of this. So let me know when you can do that. Just flash your mic. There you are. There you are. Credit Goddess, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I think some of these people are wondering, if I pay $199.10 to this loan, I get $1,000. I just paid $1,000 interest. I now owe less. But next month, the bank uses the principal balance of $199,800.90. They use that number to figure out how much interest I owe next month. It comes to $999. I think there's some people in here that want to know, how in the world am I paying all of that interest and so little of my money goes to principal? Is there a math formula on this?
It sure is.
Do you have time to break it down for us today?
I do have time to break it down.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So what numbers are we working with?
We're working with a $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest. We've already paid it down to $199,800.90.
$199,000.
$800.90. That's where we are. Okay.
$890.
And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the slideshow right now, and I'm going to put a calculator on the screen so we can do this along with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There we go. My calculator is now on the screen. So what are we working with?
Okay. So we're working with the remaining balance of $199,890 at a 6% interest, right?
199,000. Yep.
All right. So Don has already showed you what the amortization schedule looks like month after month when you're making your monthly payment. And he also shows you how much goes towards interest and how much goes towards the principal. And I know most of you guys like, how is this possible? How is this happening? No wonder I make my payments and my and my balances don't budge. Yes, it's because you're being charged interest on the remaining balance that you owe every single month. So the goal is to save on interest, right? And then also put towards the principal balance, which Don P.I.L.L method system does for you. But I am going to break down to you how to do this calculation, or how does this work. So the remaining balance is $199,890. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to explain the formula. We're going to take the principal balance, we're going to multiply it by the interest rate, and then it's going to give you the APR. The APR is the annual percentage rate that you're paying for the year. But we want to know what interest we're paying for the month. So we're going to take that APR and divide it into 12, and that number is the amount of the interest. And then we're going to subtract that amount of the interest cost from the monthly payment. And whatever balance that's left is what's going to go towards the principal balance. So let's do the numbers. 199,800 800 well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, $199,800.90. Let's type that in your calculator. Then we're going to multiply that by 6%. So
Okay.
times 6.
I just went through it. Well, I'm going to go through it again so people could see it again. So I got
Okay. Mm-hmm.
$199,800.90. So, folks, if you want to see this, go to ice10k.com. But if you can't see it, watch the replay later on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Okay. So you'll be able to see this. I have $199,800.90 in my calculator.
Okay. So we're going to multiply that by 6%.
Okay, we hit the
So,
multiplication by 6%. We're going to do 0.06 and then equals. All right, I have 11,988 and 5 cents.
okay. So that is the APR for the year.
Mhm.
That's the annual percentage rate that you're paying for the year. But we're going to divide this into 12 because we want to know how much we're paying in interest for that single month. So let's
Mhm.
divide that into 12.
Divide that by 12, and I get what? $999. That's what's on line two. That's how they figure
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Yep.
they take the $199,800.90, divide it by what turns out to be 1/12 of the interest rate. And then that's how they get the $999 in interest on line two. So my idea that they're taking the $200,000 and somehow multiplying it by 6%, the whole thing, that's not true, is it?
No,
So what they're doing is they're doing it every single month.
every
So
single month.
so it's not one mortgage. They're turning this into 360 separate mortgages.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
student loans work the same way.
Student loans work the same way. And
Doggone it.
what a lot of people don't know, because I used to do student loan consolidations, and I understand we owe 100 some thousand, 50,000 on our student loans, and the monthly payment that they expect us to pay, we haven't gotten a job to even cover it. But when we are added in like a $0 monthly payment, or even if we ask to just throw $50 on our payment, but our payment is due is 300 some dollars that we're due, but we only got $50. Listen, every time that payment of 348, they take their interest out, and whatever that's remaining goes towards the principal balance. So if you're paying less than what the interest cost for the month is, you're just accruing more debt, if you think about it, because they take their money out first, and then whatever that's left it goes towards the principal balance. So it doesn't help just to throw $50 in there if you're not even covering the interest cost for the month.
Oh
So when
my
people look
goodness.
at, yeah, so when they look at their student loans and they just realizing, why am I owing more on my student loans than it's going down? Well, even though you make a payment, is not even causing a dent on the principal balance. if you're paying less than a minimum. So just want to throw that out there.
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, folks, if you have student loans and you want to ask questions about it, come on up to the stage because we're just doing the basics right now on understanding the amortization schedules that drives the student loans. I'm just using this as an example, the mortgage, because the amortization schedule works the same way. Now, we're going to be telling a little bit of the history of student loans during all this. So it's going to be hopefully it'll be quite the educational adventure today when we look at student loans and the history of the student loans, what's going on with them, and how we can eliminate them in a fraction of the time using your current budget once you know how to read an amortization schedule. So if you're new to the room and you want to see these examples, please go to ICE 10K videos. That's ICE, ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com. And it's at the top of the room. Click on that. And then you can go to, I'm sorry, ICE 10K videos. I take that back. ICE10kvideos.com. And you'll be able to go to our YouTube channel. And watch what we're doing here on a separate device. And you can still hear on Clubhouse. All right. So if you want to participate, come to the stage, raise your hand. We're looking for you. Come to the stage so you can ask your questions about that. All right. So Mr. Norman wants to come up and talk to us this morning. We're going to invite him to the stage. All right. Norman, how are you doing, sir?
All righty. Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Do you have
Great.
what's your question this morning?
Yes. So my question would be pertaining to the amortization or
Mhm.
just the accrual, right? So my background is banking, so for me with amortization schedules and things of that nature. So paying down things faster. Um, One of the ways that I've learned to pay down things faster, right? Let's say you take a 30-year term and you're going to pay it off in 10 years. Um, the amount that the borrower has to put towards the payment has a significant impact on that. That's the only way that I have understood it, right? So, like for instance, the way that I would know how to explain it would be, let's say you can afford a $350,000 debt, but you only take out $180,000 debt, but you take the same amount of payment that you could make on the $350,000 debt and apply it to the $180,000 debt. And then it just cuts the you that's how you are able to address the time issue. But am I missing something in terms of how you're able to pay down debt faster without
Ah.
having that drastic difference of a mortgage balance or just a debt balance?
What we're doing is we're adding another variable that most people miss, Norman. Are you able to see my screen?
Wait a minute. Your PTR or just going to your
No,
link
if
at
you
the top?
we're actually I've got an amortization schedule up on my screen, and you can, if you're on YouTube, because we're having a live stream right now. So you can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. So would you like to see what we're doing and then go along with me on this?
Yes. I've got my computer now.
Good.
Where do I go? Where do I follow
All
you
right.
on YouTube?
Just go to you if you're on YouTube, just search P.I.L.L method. 2 words, P.I.L.L method. And you'll see the live. And please go ahead and subscribe too, Norman. I appreciate that.
Perfect. I'm watching and I'm on mute.
Okay, great. So I'm going to work with you on this because you're a banker, and I want you to scream loud and hard the first time I tell a lie. Okay? Oh, Norman, I don't mute Clubhouse. Just mute your computer. We want to talk to you. Are you ready?
Yes, give me just a sec.
Okay.
All right, there we are.
All right. You turn down your volume on your computer.
Yes.
All
we're
right.
good to
So
go.
we need we need your help here. So I have a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. Okay. So I'm going to show you the whole thing from the beginning. So we have $200,000 at 6%. The payment is $1199.10. Okay. Moving my calculator out of the way because we're going to use that later. And then when we take a look at the our summary, we see here that the bank wants from us over 30 years $231,676. So out of our payment of $1199.10, okay, this is a very inefficient way to pay back a loan. $199.10 out of a $1,200 payment goes to principal. $1,000 goes to interest. So if you were trying to feed yourself, okay, if you were trying to get enough nutrition out of an apple, would it be efficient? Would it be cost effective to take one bite out of an apple and then throw it away, and then grab another apple and take another bite and throw that one away, and then you see what I'm saying? Take another bite of an apple and throw that away. Is that an efficient use of your apples?
Absolutely not.
This is how this works. I'm paying $1,200, but $1,000 is going to interest, and I'm just paying down my mortgage by $200 payments. Very inefficient way. But there is a weakness in this system that most people are unaware of. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So when I make that first payment here, $199.10 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest. I'm left with a principal balance of $199,800.90. The bank uses that number to tell me how much I will owe on the next month, how much interest I will owe on the next month, which is $999 and $200.10 goes to principal the next month. So let's just say I make my first payment in January. Okay. I'm done with January. I don't owe anything till February, correct?
Correct.
But by looking at the schedule, you can tell me what my principal payment for February would be. What is my principal payment for February?
Principal payment is $200.10.
Do I have to wait till February to give the bank that money?
Absolutely not.
If I had it, could I give it to them in January?
Yes.
And that would go straight to principal, wouldn't it?
That's right.
And so I'm paid down to line 2 in January, $199,600.80. Is that also correct?
That's right.
My next mortgage payment for February then, so if I'm already on line 2, my next mortgage payment for February would be on what line of the schedule then?
It'd be on the third line.
Exactly, where I paid $201.10 and $998 in interest. Here's my question. What just happened to this $999 in interest on line 2?
That's a good question. So the accrual, does the accrual adjust to whatever the balance, the daily accrual?
Yes. So if the computer sees $199,680 instead of the principal balance on line 1, $199,800.90, I just skipped right over that $999. I just saved nearly $1,000 by giving the bank that $200.10 early. Does that make sense?
Almost. And there may be something that I'm missing about the accrual, right?
All right. Well, let me put it this way. We're going to keep it simple because I was a firefighter for 17 years. So I'm putting this in firefighter language. Okay. You're talking to us in banker language, and I'm going to get lost in the sauce. So let me ask you this. If I made my very first payment in January, all right, and I found a lottery ticket on the ground, I picked it up and it happened to be a winner. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go back. I paid my mortgage on the 1st. I'm going to go back on the 15th and I'm going to pay off the entire amount of that I owe. I owe $199,800.90. I'm just going to pay that off now. So here's my question. What happened to all of these interest payments now? What happened to all of them?
Oh yeah, they're gone.
Well, if I can get rid of all of them, can I just get rid of one or two?
Um, I guess in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I mean, right?
Yep.
So let's say you go to let's say day one, you make that payment,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have a you've gotten rid of that interest, and so you're moving down the line too. And let's say maybe 10 days later you make that second payment. Um, wouldn't the let's say you would have 10 days of where the interest will be coming from or be based on the balance of 199 680 for 10 days because
Right.
you there's 10 days between your first payment and then your second payment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the interest will be accruing on a different balance
Mm-hmm.
for the third line for until your next payment.
I get
So
you.
I guess I'm saying the even though you wouldn't be paying $1,000 or 999 or $998
Mm-hmm.
in interest, you would still be paying close to 900 something dollars in interest. But it would be reducing a lot faster
Mm-hmm.
depending on how quickly you're making your second, third, and fourth payments.
Well,
But it still,
we are paying interest in February. We're paying $998 in interest. But we skipped this $999 in interest altogether. We just reduced our overall interest cost by $999.
oh yes, yes, I agree. I agree with you.
Okay, we're okay.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so now what would happen? What would happen if we make our January payment? Okay, and then while we're still in January, we chose to take a look at our amortization schedule and give the bank an extra $200.10. The the principal payment on line 3, the 20110, and the principal payment for line 4, the 20210. That's $603.30 I'm putting on top of my mortgage payment. What happened to these three interest payments?
It moves on to line five.
Exactly. So I just skipped over $999, nearly $3,000 in interest to give the bank that $600. So here's what's really going on in terms of a mortgage. When I give the bank that, make a regular mortgage payment, and am I creating $200 for when I pay the line 2? Let's say I paid it on time. Am I creating $200 in equity?
Yes, somewhere around there.
Am I also paying $999 to get it?
Yes,
If I pay it early, the $200, am I still getting $200 worth of equity?
yes.
Did I pay $999 to get it?
Early, if you pay it early, no.
Exactly. So I just got my $200.10 equity for free when the bank wanted me to pay $999 for it.
Hmm.
Isn't that
I
good?
see. Yeah.
All right. Now watch this. Take a look at cumulative principal. That's column 3 and column 4. We're looking at cumulative principal, column 3 and column 4. You seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. Now at the end of 1 year, if I make these payments exactly like the bank wants me to, will I pay this loan down by $2,456 and a penny?
Which line are you at?
Line 12 on column 3.
Yes, two 245601.
Right. But how much interest will I pay to get that equity?
Almost 12,000.
Almost 12,000. So, do you think $12,000 is too much to pay to get 2456 worth of equity?
Yes.
All right. So, now that I know that because the principal is money I must pay back because I borrowed it, do I have to pay the 245601 in 12 monthly installments?
No.
If I had it, could I give it to the bank in one installment?
Yes.
Would I be paid down to line 12 in just 1 month?
Got it.
What happens
Oh
to
man, that's awesome.
what happens to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12?
It's reduced to line 13.
Exactly. So my next mortgage payment for February is on line 13. And I just bought 2456 worth of equity, not for 11,933, but for $1,000 that I paid on line one.
Well, the amazing thing about that, what you're saying,
Yes.
a lot of people, because I'm in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and Georgia is one of the highest states to receive tax refunds.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're just looking at that mortgage cumulative principal at 2456, a lot of people get that and more in tax returns. So if people were just taking their tax refunds and applying it to the mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
they'd pay it off in less than 3 years,
Well, let's take a look at that.
not including their principal payments
Yeah.
based
Well,
on this calculation.
so what I'm hearing, I just want to make sure I'm understanding you about the tax deduction we get for mortgage interest. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, tax refunds.
Yes.
So income tax.
Income tax.
So yeah, your income
Oh,
tax.
once you get your income tax, you can apply that every year.
Yeah, and so most people are getting, upwards of $3,000
Mm-hmm.
on their tax refunds. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you're just looking at that $2,500
Yep.
that they're spending in that first year,
Mm-hmm.
if they were to apply that, let's say every year,
Mm-hmm.
just in that's 30 payments. That's less than 3 years. 3 years is 36 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be reduced even faster than that because they have to at least make their monthly payments.
Now we're going to get to the meat of this, where you ask me up front. You asked me about how fast I can pay off the loans. You were talking about how fast we pay off the loans. With the P.I.L.L method, we don't talk about how fast. We only talk about how cheap.
Ah,
Okay. How cheaply can I pay off the loan? So if I wait a year, okay, this is how much interest by applying this money now, the 2456 now, I can save $10,944.42, correct?
that's right.
If I wait till next year to do this, all right, wait till the end of the year and pay it, I can't save $10,944.42 because I don't have that much interest left to save because the interest payments are smaller.
Right.
So
Right.
if I wait a whole year, I'm going to be paying the most expensive interest payments there are.
Right.
Why don't I try to figure out when is the best time to pay so that I can kill the maximum amount of interest that I can? So here's what I'm saying. I'm going to put my calculator back on the screen. Okay. Now remember, we were talking about saving. Uh-oh, I took it off again. Hold on. Let me bring it back. Come on, calculator. We were talking about saving $10,944.42 in interest, correct?
That's right.
So if I put that in my calculator, 10,000, oops, come on, Don, get it together. I'm going to do my keyboard. 10,933.19. Okay. And so if I prepay the 2456, I can divide the 2456 into the 10,000. Oh, I'm supposed to put 10,000. Hold on. I did it wrong. Delete, 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 delete. 10,944. 944.42. So, excuse me. So if I prepay the 2,456.01, divide and then get $10,000 worth of savings, if I take what I pay and I divide it into 10,944, that will tell me how much interest I'm saving per dollar, won't it?
Yeah.
So if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr.
Am
Norman, are
I
you
on
there?
mute?
All right, so we're going to divide this
Can you hear me?
by 2,456.01. all right, equals $4.40 4.456 $4.46 worth of interest for every dollar applied. If I wait, there is no way I can save that much interest because this number is based on these interest payments up here. If I wait a whole year to apply money, these are all gone. I've already paid them. And now I'm working on these to start saving.
Hey,
That's what
Don.
I'm talking about in terms of how can we save the most amount of money per
Don.
dollar applied. That's what the P.I.L.L method does. We make sure we're going to save the maximum amount of interest. Now, we just did something that we're trying to figure out
Hey, Don.
how much interest we're saving per dollar.
Test.
But this whole thing today is about the power of the penny. The power of the penny. Mr. Norman, do you have any other questions about this today?
No, can you
If you're
guys hear
speaking, we
me?
can't hear you. You may need
I
to
can hear you. I can
go
hear
out
you,
and come
Norman.
back in. You may have a glitch in your
Okay, can
system.
anybody get to Don and let him know
Credit Goddess,
they're
can you hear me?
disconnected?
I can hear you, Ice. I don't know why you
Uh-oh.
can't hear
I'm
Norman.
not hearing anybody.
No, I'm typing to Don now, letting him know that we can hear
Hello?
one another, but he's not hearing us. So I'm typing that to Don
Oh,
now.
okay.
All right. Let me
Okay.
go. Let me get to my
Sorry for everybody
all
that
right. I'm
doesn't
not
know who
hearing
this is.
anybody.
This is Kirk Nugent, the producer. So I'm just trying to type to
Let
Don
me get
Hey
to
in the
there,
my
private
Kirk.
chat.
engineer.
Long time
Hey,
no
how you doing?
hear. Good.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
All
indeed.
right. Engineer, Kurt, I'm not hearing anybody on screen.
Don, I'm hoping that he will see
On
that private
Clubhouse.
chat.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm hoping he'll see that private chat in just a second.
Okay. I think I hit the wrong button. All right. Can you guys still hear me?
We could hear you the whole time, Don.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I hit the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem. We can hear you. We could hear you, and we could all hear one another. So Norman was replying, and he was talking to you the whole time. I was just trying to chat with you in the private chat.
All
Go ahead,
right.
Don.
All right. So I was looking, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. All right. Thank you very much. So
And you're
Norman,
doing a phenomenal job, Don. Doing a phenomenal job. So these things happen. I tell people all the time. It's all live, damn. It's live. You can't make this stuff up. Go
all
ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
All right. So Norman, so what did you have any other questions?
No, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. No, I think this is perfect. And now that I'm understanding the language that you're using, I wanted to speak to what you're saying. I think it's awesome. So let's say the strategy that you're putting forward to reduce the interest or take advantage of that interest savings by making those principal payments early. So let's say you were able to exhaust, you're following the plan, you're exhausting the principal balance, and in addition to what you're doing, right? Let's say you get that tax refund. And so let's say by the time you're tracking along, you've made it down to payment number 12. And by the time you've made payment number 12, you get your tax refund. And so the difference between the cumulative principal of 2456.01 and payment 24 being 5,063.50 is $2,607.49. So if a person gets a tax refund, that's $3,000. By the time that you've gotten the payment 12, you're able to reduce another year's worth of interest just by going ahead and applying that tax refund. And so you've advanced past year one's interest, year two's interest, and now you've moved on to year three's interest.
Yes. That would be exactly right. So let's drill down a little deeper since you brought that out, okay? And this is a very good time to talk about the law of diminished return. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I need you now, Norman, to use your calculator. Do you have one handy?
I do.
All right. So we just showed by doing a little math, we can figure out how much interest we're saving per dollar. Okay. And I'm going to tell a little story here, and then I'll need you guys to help me out. So come on, folks, keep sharing the room. We're at 17 shares. Let's get it up to like 25 shares. And let's see, I don't see any questions in the chat right now, but we're going to do a little math here and try to figure this question out. Now, with the P.I.L.L method, P.I.L.L stands for prepayment of principal, and that's what we're doing now. I stands for isolating the principal amount, meaning there's a certain amount we want to pay at a certain time along this loan so that we can optimize our interest savings. Okay, Norman?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to, even though we can prepay any amount, and you just gave us a good example of what we could prepay if we had our tax refund. Okay. Let's do this. I'm only going to give you two choices. You could prepay line 12, the 2456, or line 24, the 5,063.50. And let's just make it simple. We're going to say we're going to save the entire 11,933, which we're not, because it's going to be $1,000 less. But let's just use that number. The the effect will be the same. So we could prepay the 2456 or the 5,000. I'm going to tell a little story. Here's my story. Every now and then my wife makes zucchini bread. And when she does, she puts in golden raisins because I like golden raisins. So one Sunday she's making up a bunch of zucchini bread, and she looks into the pantry, and guess what? No golden raisins. So who gets to go to the store, Norman?
Oh, as a husband, you got to do it.
Nobody ever gets that wrong. Nobody. Okay. So I'm heading out the door. She says, bring me back 2 boxes. I get to the store and I want to get the 2 boxes of raisins. I know which brand to buy, but then I see something that causes me some concern. And here it is. They come in 2 different sizes at 2 different prices. There's a 12-ounce box and an 18-ounce box. 2 different prices. Norman, how do I know which one is the better value?
You look at the quantity, the cost per unit.
Cost per unit. Okay. So what folks, he just explained to us a unit cost. So if I can get those raisins at 3 cents an ounce, do I want to pay 6 cents an ounce for the same raisins?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. So now let's do the math here. I got line 12. I got line 24. Based on what you're saying, then we would probably be better off if we were to pay the $5,063.50, knock off 12 payments, and kill this $23,000 worth of interest. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Instead of line 12, where we do 2456 and save 1133. Let's do the math. Let's put in 11,933.19 into your calculator and divide it by 2456. So we're going to put in 11,933.19. All right. And we're going to divide it by 2456. 01. 2456.01 equals, did you get
4.858?
Yep. So that's like $4.86 for every dollar, right?
Yes.
So that's a pretty good return on my money. I pay $1 at this point, I can save $4.86 in interest. I love that. Let's do number 20. Let's do line 24 now. Okay. 486. 4.858. I'm writing that down. So we're going to do line 24. So we're going to clear this out. We're going to put in 23,714.90. And we're going to divide that by $5,063.50 equals 4.683. So Norman, am I saving less per dollar here?
No, why is that the case?
Because the interest payments are smaller.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that's right. More is going to principal.
Right. So there is a point in for each individual on the money they have available. Okay. The longer you wait, the more expensive the loans. But there's a certain point where the longer I wait, I have a little bit more money. So at that particular time, if I find that nexus, that critical point where in the short run, I can increase the amount of interest I save per dollar, I don't want to put any more than that because then I start to violate the law of diminished return.
Excellent.
There's a point at which more is too much. Can I give you a bigger example of that, Norman?
Yes.
Here's a bigger example of that. I have a client who is an engineer. And 5 years ago, he wasn't making nearly as much money as he is now. Okay. So when he started making more money, we have what's called an opportunity cost calculator, a cloud-based computing platform that does all of the math and tells you what to do. So he plugs in his extra income. He has $260,000 left on his mortgage. But because of his extra income, he's now going to pay off that in 3.5 years. And he's only going to pay $16,000 in interest to do it. Because our program does all of the math and says, here's your results. We tell him up front. He was so happy to tell me that. And then when I told him, you're paying the loan off too fast and you're not paying enough interest. He said, what? I thought that was the idea. So I said, let's take $2,000 a month out of your budget. So we take $2,000 a month out of his budget, right? And we tell the program he's making $2,000 less. The program recalculates and says, now you're going to be out of debt in 6.5 years. And now you're going to pay $20,000 in interest instead of $16,000 in interest. He says, Don, how is that better? I'm paying more and it's taking me longer. I said, okay, let's go back to where you were. That means for the next 3.5 years, you have to put that $2,000 back into your budget and put it towards debt reduction. So 36, that's 3 years, that's 36 months, plus a half year, that's another 6 months, that's 42 months. That's 42 months times $2,000 a month, Norman. That comes to what? $84,000?
Right.
So $84,000 he has to put towards his mortgage in order to pay $16,000 in interest instead of $20,000 in interest. $84,000 to save $4,000. Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's not a good deal.
So now this is why we focus not on how fast we pay off a mortgage, but how cheaply we pay off a mortgage. When we look at these numbers, we will make better decisions about our money. So then I asked him, why do you want to pay off the loan? Now, this was back in 2020. Why do you want to pay off the loan so fast? He said, so we can build our house, our dream home. It's going to cost us around $700,000. Well, then things were just starting to heat up in the market back then, during COVID and everything. I said, you'd be better off building that house now. And he says, because I've been putting so much money towards this loan, I don't have the down payment to do it now. I said, yeah, you do. He says, well, how? I said, in the walls of your house. Get a HELOC. So he goes down and gets a HELOC. I mean, he closes on that thing so fast, it's not even funny. He gets his down payment, starts that house. That house is now done. All right. 2 years later, that house is now done. moved in. Guess what? The house next door to his, which is comparable, just sold for $900,000. And
Yes, sir.
the house he was living in, okay, the house he was living in, he put a renter in it. And with this system, he's going to have both houses paid off in 10 years. Boom. So the extra money he's paying now, the money he's making now, is now saving him more interest on the new home, instead of putting all of this interest on a home where he has very little interest left. So he's no longer violating the law of diminished return. Let's take that extra money and save more interest. It's about how much interest we can save, folks. It's not about how fast you can pay off the loan. Cheap turns into fast. Fast isn't always cheap. That's a clip. What do you have to say about that, Norman?
Outstanding. I gave you a share on my social media.
Okay.
So hopefully folks will come. I see you have the replays on.
Yes.
So hopefully folks will come in and support your room, support your product. I'm going to support you and try to send some folks to you as well. I think you did an outstanding job, and this is probably just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, just the tip, just the tip. In fact, where in Georgia are you, sir?
I'm about 90 minutes south of Atlanta.
Okay, well, my brother-in-law lives in Conyers, and I live in Huntsville, Alabama. So we're only 3.5 hours away from Atlanta. So we need to hook up. See how many people we can help.
I'll shoot you something in the back channel. Let's do it.
All right, folks. Listen, we're going to take a quick break here. Thank you, Norman. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. We're going to be talking about, if you want to know more about what we just went through, because we're still trying to get to the power of the penny. We're going to show you how powerful a penny is in all of this in just a moment. But first, folks, Norman just learned a whole bunch of stuff that he's sharing with a whole lot of people. Do you know we ran into somebody else not too long ago that's sharing this concept with a whole lot of people? Oh my goodness, you want to hear this guy. They refer to this guy as E.T. the hip hop preacher, or Dr. Eric Thomas. We met up with him back in May. This is what he said about the P.I.L.L method in May. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today. All right. Say, Norman, do you know who Dr. Eric Thomas is, E.T.?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So listen, I wanted to, what we're talking about here is a savings and earnings report. And if you go to, for anybody who wants to get a savings and earnings report, if you go to my 10K card, which is above our heads, it is ice10k.com, you will see a button there that says get a savings and earnings report. Listen, folks, if you have a mortgage, you got student loans, and you want to know the month, day, and year you can be debt free, you can know it. We will do the calculations for you. And we will give you what's called a savings and earnings report, so you can know the month, day, and year you will be debt free and how much interest you could save. And guess what? There is no obligation to buy anything to get this report. No obligation. You don't have to buy our system to get the report. Okay, so there's no obligation to buy our system to get the report, but you will know how much interest you're saving. And I'm going to give you a little something here. All right, if you buy a bushel of apples, okay, and you sell those apples, buy a bushel of apples for $10, and you sell those apples for $20, how much did you pay for the apples? The correct answer is $0, because you invested in the apples, you sold them for 20. Now you got your money back plus, so you paid nothing for the apples. So listen, folks, once you know how much interest you're going to save, we're going to tell you how much interest out of that savings of that interest that will pay for your lifetime program. Let the bank pay for it. We'll show you how. So if you want to know more about that, go to ice10k.com, click on that button that says get a savings and earnings report, fill out that information, read all of the instructions, and then someone from my staff will give you a call, confirm the numbers, and set up a consultation. Know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. Not only that, folks, but get my book. It's the only book on Amazon that talks about how to defeat an amortization schedule. All right. So go ahead and get the book, and then you'll get and follow the instructions on the card, ice10k.com, and we'll make sure that you get a digital business card that goes along with it. We'll pay for it. It's worth $100. You get the book, fill out the information on the card so that you can know how to get your 10K card by uploading a screenshot of your receipt. All the information is there, all the instructions are there. So folks, this is what we're talking about. This is how powerful this is. And we're moving on. Listen, we're going to get into the power of the penny. So Coffee Brown, are you with us today?
Don, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well this morning. How are you?
I am exceptional. First of all, I want to apologize to Credit Goddess because my back channel sucks. And she sent me a message. So Credit Goddess, please forgive me. My back channel, it doesn't work all the time. So I had to upload, reload, download, load, you know.
No worries, but you got my number, right? If not, I'll send it on IG.
Yeah, girl, send it to the IG church.
Okay.
Yeah, send it to the IG ministry. This okay. Church right here, this be doing the most. But Don, good morning to you, Don. First of all, thank you so much for the sacrifices that you make continually every single week to be certain that we understand the importance of being free. This is not just about paying off a mortgage. It's not just about paying off a card and all that. It's about ultimate freedom from bondage. You know, even biblically, it says the borrower is slave to the lender. And thankfully, you're putting us in a position to where that no longer is our story. So I just wanted to say thank you and give you your flowers and give you the honor and respect that's due to you for the work that you're doing. This is exceptional. And I'm just grateful for you and the sacrifices that you make for the community at large. So thank you a million times over. And I'm giving the mic back to you. I just wanted to say that and tell you thank you for all that you do, sir.
Thank you so much for that. You know, I've been following E.T. for a long time. And what he says is that how he got to where he is now as #1 motivational speaker in the world, you know how he started? Giving away free content. And he's still giving away free content. So I'm following in his footsteps. Not going to try. I'm doing it. I want to give away free content. We want to give away all the sauce. Give away. Listen, folks, if you got information, give away your best information. Okay? Because when you give, it comes back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You can't outgive God.
Come on, Pastor Don.
Listen, I'm sorry, folks. I just couldn't help it. It's something. So listen, folks. Listen, we're serious about this thing. We're serious about giving away this information because people. Listen, I'm serious here now. You deserve to know. You deserve to know this. You deserve to know the rules. Now, folks, we're going to listen, I got 22 shares in here. I need some more shares. I need to get up to 25. I promised you that we're going to know more about the power of the penny and how it relates to getting rid of these student loans in 5 to 7 years. Okay, so we're going to put that back on the screen. Here we go, folks. Power of the penny. Watch this. So you learned some stuff already. If you're coming into the room late, that's okay. Watch the replay and you can see how we got to where we are now. So we just put up not too long ago a example of paying an extra $200 and saving about $1,000 worth of interest. So folks might say, you know what, Don, what if I don't have $200? I said, well, that's okay. What if you have half that? Look at this on the screen here. We have $200 to save $1,000. So, but if I cut that in half and I save $100, if I prepay $100, then that means I have to save half the $1,000, which is $500. Folks, is it worth it to save $500 if I can only prepay $100? If you're new to the room, if you want to see this example, go to ice10kvideos.com. That will take you to our YouTube channel. Do it on a separate device and you can see it. Okay. Or you can go to, if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. Just search for P.I.L.L method and watch the live. So right now, we just talked about prepaying $200 and saving $1,000 in interest, but we don't have that. We have half. $100 saves you $500 in interest. Well, I don't have $100, Don. I got $50. So prepay your $50 and save $250 worth of interest. Wow. Is it still worth it? Don, I don't have $50, but I do have 25. But what will it do if I put $25 down on my $200,000 loan? Don't look there. Don't look at what it does to the principal. Look at what it does to the interest. By putting $25 down on this loan, you save $125 worth of interest. And keep going. $1,250 saves you $75. $625 saves you $37.50. $3.13 coffee. $3.13 credit goddess. $3.13 Norman saves you $18.75 worth of interest. You don't have to pay the bank. So let me ask you this. If you gave me $3.13 and I gave you back $18.75, how many times would you all do that?
All day long.
All day long. Folks, the bank has to do the same thing. Whatever you have, put it together. You know, I heard a story once about a little boy who had 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. And Jesus took that and fed 5,000 people. Now, you don't know this. I didn't know this, and I just learned it not too long ago. But they only counted the men. They didn't count the women and the children. 5,000 plus, okay, plus the women and the children, and fed them all. And when they got through eating, Jesus said, gather up the fragments that nothing be lost. They gathered up 12 baskets full of fragments that nothing be lost. So, folks, when you're bringing your little fragments of money into your finances, don't despise the fragments, because those fragments will kill a ton of interest. So by the time we're done, folks, I don't care if you just have fragments, you're going to have 12 baskets full of interest savings by the time we're done. Am I right about it? Can I listen? I wish I had a church. I wish I had a church in here. Folks, watch this now. Watch this. We're taking this thing down. We're going to divide. We're going to divide the $3 and get down $1.56. $1.56 saves us $9. 78 cents saves us $4.69. If we go all the way down to a penny, 1 penny saves us 7 cents. The power of a penny. Right here, folks. Pull all of your pennies together. Pull all of your pennies together. They ought to be working. All of your pennies should either be canceling debt or making babies, not just sitting around lazy in the bank. Your money is either canceling debt, canceling interest, or making interest. And folks, if we do that, if we just do that, we can turn ordinary W-2 families, I mean, hard-working families, I mean, that with a job, we can turn them into millionaires by taking the money saved and then investing that money, investing along the way and saving money and interest and then investing that too. Average families become millionaires when we do this. So folks, here's what I promised you. I promised you something about student loans, okay? So let's go there. I want to show you something about student loans. Let me put that on the screen. Oh, you're going to love this, okay? Because I met a student not too long ago, all right? They were graduating from Oakwood University, all right? Right here in Huntsville, Alabama, okay? And this is an example we call student loan larceny. And I want to show you what small amounts of money can do to a student loan, because some of you are going to be taking advantage of that, getting some of your loans forgiven. As you get your loans forgiven, okay, you're $10,000 off or you're $20,000 off. Okay. Some of you may still have student loans. And I want you to go ahead and apply, because the applications are coming from the Department of Education. All right. I've got a few minutes left here today to talk to you about this. All right. What time is it? Okay. It's 8:33. Okay. 8:33. If you've got a question or a comment about this, come on up. I have to tell you the story about student loans. Okay. This whole thing started back during Lyndon Johnson's time, when student loans came in. The policy, what they were trying to do was something that was similar to other countries, where not only your K through 12 was paid for, but your college was paid for with tax dollars. They were trying to do and put that system. Now, there's a whole lot of reasons why they didn't do it, and we're not going to go into it now. But if you want some insight into that, here's a book for you to read. It's called 1619. Write it down, put it in the chat. 1619, A New Origin Story. You need to read it. 1619, A New Origin Story. That'll give you some insights into why we don't have universal health care and we don't have universal education. Okay, now let's get into this. So now what happened was, to appease some of the people, let's turn it into a situation where we're going to lend people the money and then they could pay it back. All right. So I've got a link here. I'm going to make sure we get you that link. All right. Let's see if I can find that link for you right now, because I want to put that in the chat. All right, let me get this out of here. Find that link. Come on, where is it? I want to be able to put that in. There it is. All right, find that link, and I'm going to copy it. Okay, copy it, and I'm going to put it in the chat. All right, here's the link. All right. I'm also going to put it at the top. All right. I'm going to take my link out and put it at the top. Get out of here. And we're going to replace my link here with this. And you're going to love this. I need you to listen to this. This is going to give you the whole story. All right. We're going to edit the pinned link. We'll get that out and put this one in. Okay. There you go. All right. So click on that and save it. Okay. All right. That's from Throughline on NPR student loans. This is I love the way they do history on Throughline. Okay. So now they turn this thing into a lending situation. And then when they combined the lending situation with government and commercial lenders, here's what happened. The commercial lenders got a guaranteed situation from the government. Then what happened is that the lenders and the colleges and the universities got together and they became part owners of this student loan business. The universities and private lenders got together and they became the beneficiaries of lending out this money. When the government came in and says, we're going to guarantee these loans, then the banks, along with the universities, start lending out money to anybody who asks for it. Anybody who asks for it. 18-year-old people going to get these student loans, never being turned down because the government was going to guarantee these loans. And the universities and the private lenders were going to make a ton of money. Now watch this. Because the student loans were guaranteed, and now a lot more people can go to university or go to college, that's when the universities started to raise their tuition. And this was a major contributor to why the tuitions are so high today, because student loans are guaranteed. So, Don, if student loans are guaranteed, if the lenders are lending out that money and they get their money, they're guaranteed, then why do they continue to charge us if the government has promised to pay them? Are you ready? The government will pay and has paid. That doesn't release you from your obligation because you signed a note. What? Come on. Oh, Lord. You signed a note because the loan gets paid back doesn't release you from your obligation. This is why Credit Goddess was pointing out that you can get what's called a negatively amortized loan, meaning when you pay your money on these loans, if you're not covering all the interest due that month, the unpaid interest becomes part of your loan. Why would any institution, any lending institution, set it up so that you can keep paying and never pay off the loan? You will keep paying and never, they don't care about you paying off the loan. They just need you to keep paying. Why? Because they've already been paid. Any money they get from you is just gravy. I need you to listen to all of this. That's just a shortened version of what's going on with these student loans. Because I know people who have graduated from college 30 years ago and been paying faithfully their student loan payments for 30 years. They owe more now than when they graduated. Okay? That's a crime. That is a crime. They owe more now than when they graduated. Isn't that something? So, folks, I need you to watch this because I had a student not too long ago, and we're going to learn what we can do about this, and it's going to be very powerful. Can we ping a few more people in here? Can I get a few more shares? I need to at least get to 30, because don't keep this to yourself. But at least if you're not going to share it, go ahead and when it's all over, share the replay out at least so people can see what's going on here with these student loans. So I had a student come to me after graduation right here at Oakland University. And in the next few days, I'm going to be talking to the student body again about student loans. I love talking to students about student loans because, the title of that is Your Parents Are Spending Your Inheritance on Interest. Your parents are spending your inheritance on interest. Watch this. Okay. So student loan larceny. Now, this particular student had a student loan of $9,500. This is not a typo, not $95,000, $9,500 at 6% interest. The monthly payment was $50 a month. All right, I'm almost at 25. All right, go ahead. Let's get a few more people in here. If you have a question or comment, come to the stage. I got some moderators here watching the stage for me, so raise your hand. So $9,500 at 6% interest, and gave this young gentleman what's called an income-based payment, $50 a month. He got a new car because he got a job. So he says, Don, I want to be able to pay off my car and my student loans. How can I do that? I first asked him, do you know by paying $50 a month on this $9,500 at 6% interest, do you know how long it's going to take you to pay that loan off? You know what? He had no idea. He just loved the fact that it was just $50 a month because that allowed him to do everything he needed to do. So when we did the figures, watch this. $9,500, $50 a month at 6% interest. It will take 601 months to pay this loan off. 601 months to pay this off. Folks, 601 months is 50 years. 50 years to pay off $9,500. Folks, how does that make you feel right about now? Okay? That's something that they were doing that. $9,500. Okay? $9,500. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't have social media attached to your bio so that we can vet you, we can't bring you up to the stage. It's not going to happen. Okay, we're not bringing you up. So sorry, people who have bios like that, they tend to be disruptors. Sorry. So fill out your bio, connect it to social media, and we'll love to bring you up. Okay, so 50 years to pay this off. How does that make you feel, folks? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. So watch this, folks. Watch this. So I need you to see the summary here. $9,500 at $50 a month at just 6% interest means the bank wants to charge over 50 years, $20,550 interest on a $9,500 loan because we don't understand the rules. We don't understand the rules. All right. So that's a total paid back, $30,050. $30,050. Here it is. Here is the effective interest rate. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal. Are you ready? 216.316%. How do we combat that? How do we figure this thing out? How do we pay off these student loans in 5 to 7 years and not take 50 years to pay off? Listen, if it takes 50 years to pay off $9,500, what if you're a vet like my niece? What if you're a medical doctor? What if you're a lawyer? What if you paid $300,000-$400,000? What if for your education, and most of it was on student loans, and now you've got a mortgage on top of it? And some of you can't even get a mortgage because of that. So let me show you something. Let me show you what we have in place for you. If you're going to take advantage of President Biden, who went to bat and says, listen, we're going to forgive $10,000. We're going to forgive $20,000, but you still have a lot to pay. And you don't have a job, which is going to give you all of your student loans forgiven. You're still paying on those student loans. Let me show you a little something that will give you a little peace of mind tonight. And folks, once you hear this, please tap in, go to ice10k.com and get a savings and earnings report so you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free from your student loans. Let's find out. Let's not keep paying those forever. Let me show you something here. Out of that $50, at 6%, look what happens. Only $2.50 goes to principal. Oh my goodness. Only $2.50 goes to principal. Did you hear that? $2.50 goes to principal. $47.50 goes to interest out of that payment. Wow, wow, wow. Now, if we do this, if we do it like the bank wants us to pay back this student loan, I need somebody here who's been in the room already. I need somebody who's learned something about how the P.I.L.L method works. Okay. We're making this very first payment. The next interest payment on line 2 is $47.49. I need somebody to tell me, how do we get rid of the $47.49 worth of interest on line 2? Can somebody tell me what I need to do? What do I need to do to get rid of the $47.40? If I make payment number 1, what do I have to do to get rid of $47.49 worth of interest? Can somebody put that in the chat? Somebody write that into, listen, I'm looking at both. I'm looking at the chat. I'm also looking online. All right. Nobody knows? Let me tell you. Here it is. I make payment number 1 and I prepay the $2.51 from number 2. $2.51. Watch this. I'm going to prepay the $2.51 on line 2. And what happens to that interest on line 2? Gone, disappeared, canceled. $2.51 prepaid. Knocks off one payment off this loan and gets rid of $47.49 worth of interest. And now I'm on line 3 of the schedule. That's how it works, folks. You want to know how to get rid of these student loans? Work with us. We'll show you how the right amount to pay and when to pay. Watch this one. $47.49. Gone. Now, here's what I also need you to see. What if we can see cumulative principal here? Cumulative principal. Oh my goodness. That's all the principal payments added up for 1 year. It comes to $30.84. Oh, listen, every time I see this, I get happy and I'm sad all at the same time. $30.84. Listen, do you know how many students don't know this? They're making these income-based payments on the loan, and only $30.84 out of their payments goes to pay down the loan, and the bank gets $569.16 in interest on this loan. Can we get the Zoom or whatever Kimberly, we're on ice10kvideos.com. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. And it's on LinkedIn. So if you go to ice10kvideos.com You can see this. Plus, you can see the replay for the whole thing. Okay, Kimberly, thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh. All right. So if you want to see it, folks, go to Ice
Hey,
10.
Don,
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
quick question.
okay.
While you're in the thick of this,
Yes.
for those of us that are not able to see in real time what you're actually showing,
Mhm.
is there a website or something like that that people can go to in regards to the student loan? Because that's really powerful information that people need to take advantage of.
Okay. Here's the thing, folks. My website, where we go into depth on student loans, is pillmethod.com. Pillmethod.com. Reach out to us. We will work with you on your student loans and help you to understand them and help you not to pay all that money in interest so that you can wipe out these loans in 5 to 7 years.
And the forgiveness part too, Don.
Okay, here's the forgiveness part.
Forgiveness.
Yes, about the forgiveness. Here's what we're talking about. You want to go to the Department of Education. President Biden said the other day that they're working on a simple application. Go to the Department of Education. It's on the government website, the Department of Education, and then they should have something on student loans. Do a search, okay, and then that very soon, if not already, they have the simple application you're going to need to fill out to get your $10,000 off. If you make less than $125,000 a year, if you're married, if you make less than $250,000 a year, you get the $10,000 off. You get $10,000 forgiven. If you had qualified for the Pell Grant while you were going to school, now you qualify for $20,000 forgiven. How about that? Okay, so if we listen, folks, and after you get that money forgiven, if you still have money left, you need to give us a call. You need to do a savings and earnings report so that you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free on your loans. We'll work with you.
Don, I just sent the link in the chat.
Okay, the link in the chat.
Yes, sir, for them to go in to see about whether they qualify for the cancellation of their of their loan.
Folks, that is studentaid.gov/debt relief for everybody who is watching online. And maybe an engineer can put that in there. studentaid.gov/debt relief. DEBTRELIEF. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. I can't copy that out of there. Sorry. So let's see if we can get that in the chat. Let's see if we can get that online. So so David, I see you're there. I know you're good at putting this in here. studentaid.gov/debt relief. Let's get that online. All right. Thank you very much, Coffee. We so appreciate you. Now, folks, watch this now. We're almost done. All right. We're almost done. $30.84. $30.84 prepaid knocks out 12 of these payments and saves. Watch. Do you see here? We're going to prepay $30.84. What happens to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? Look at that. I need you to see that, folks. It's going to knock out all of those interest payments, and we're going to knock off 12 payments. We're going to be saving a ton of money with just $30.84 prepaid. Come on. Listen, I should be, even though we don't have, we should have all kind of people rushing to the stage just to shout hallelujah. $30.84. Folks, if you can't see this, make sure you watch the replay on your favorite social media app, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you're not watching it, you need to see this later so you can know what's happening with these student loans and how you can avoid all of this interest. It's the interest that's killing us. All right. Let's see how we can get rid of that. All right. So now I got another example to show you. What if we take a look at this amortization schedule and take a look at cumulative principal? That's 25 payments in. That would mean we would pay this loan down by $66,000. I'm sorry. Did I say 66,000? I meant just $66.39. After 2 years on this loan, it's only paid down by $66.39 because we get into that habit of just making the $50 payment, making the $50 payment. And after 2 years, 25 months, we paid it down by $66.39, but we've also given the bank $1,183.61 in interest. Oh my gosh. Isn't that way too much? But what if we did this, folks? What if we take a look at this and said, if I could just find $66.39 and prepay it, pay it ahead of time. $66. I want to do a little bit of math here on the screen for you. We're going to take $95,000, not $95,000. We're going to take $9,500. $9,500 and prepay the $66.39 in 1 month instead of over 2 years. Just prepay $66.39. We're paid down to $9,433.61 as we see here. What happens to the interest, the $1,183.61? Folks, we can pay off 2 years worth of this loan with just $66.39 prepaid. Are you catching my drift? Are you hearing what we're talking about? You don't have to be saddled with these student loans forever. Even though you get the $10,000 forgiven, you get the $20,000 forgiven, you still have loans. But now we're going to teach you the sauce. We're going to teach you everything you needed to know before. We're going to make sure you have the right to know how these loans actually work and how you don't have to pay all of this interest. Folks, I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. This is the fastest 2 hours on Clubhouse and online anywhere. I just absolutely enjoy talking to you guys all the time and giving out this information. So be sure to go to ice10k.com and get your no obligation savings report so you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free on your student loans, on your mortgage, on your car loans, on your credit cards. Throw it all in, all of it. Student loans, mortgage, car loans, all of it. Put it all in. You can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you can save. And I'll show you how to get the bank to pay for your system. All right. And don't forget the book. Okay. Let me get this off the screen. Don't forget the book. All right. Get the book and get a 10K card as well. And we have this link here, folks. We got this link here. I need you to listen to the history of the student loans. Click on that link, save that link, and learn about your money. That's all we're saying here. Learn about your money. I want to leave the last word to Dr. Eric Thomas. I'm going to be back here on Sunday with another hot topic that pertains to your money. We're going to be back here on Sunday. So we'll be back here at 8:30 Eastern, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central with another hot topic. Oh my gosh. Come with notepad in hand. I'll see you on Sunday. Dr. Eric Thomas, what do you have to say for us on our way out? My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse, just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.